So here, what I want to point out is the strategy before you even get to making the ads. So we're going to take a look at search ad funnels. And I don't know how much work you guys have done it with in this. Some of you may have done it in other classes, but let's take a look. Um, so here's an example of my ad and what the way I see my funnel, right? So I try to keep it pretty simple, and I say, okay, this ad right here, let me get my pen again. Um, this ad right here goes to my website, right? And people look at my website, they read it, and then I'm hoping they take this phone number and call me, and then I get a sale. It's hard for me to know whether or not they clicked on it unless I have my Google Analytics tag on there and can see that someone pressed on it. Or people don't always do that too, by the way. People might write it down, go back to their phone, and then type it rather than click on it. That happens all the time. But I try to think of every little thing I can with sales funnels to try to figure out what people might be doing, because it might make a little bit of difference in how I write my ad and what I put on my web page, or how I deal with my marketing overall. Here is the display ad, and that's a slightly different funnel for me, where people see the display ad and then they click open, and then they go over to my passport photo page that I made specifically for this ad. Now, well, the good thing about this is that I've got analytics on this page for passports. I know anybody that goes here got it from the ad. So I can compare the numbers in Google Ads with what it says in Google Analytics and kind of make sure that we're looking at about the same amount of impressions, or click, if the clicks look right. This one too will also get some SEO, right? It might show up in search engine result page. Probably will. But making a single dedicated page helps my analytics, helps me understand my analytics, because I know there's only two places where it came from. So that's pretty cool. I like doing that. So if I take this funnel and I represent it in a slightly different way, it's going to look like an upside down triangle. So I'm going to do this. And I might sketch this out on my notebook or do it on a slide like this, just for a basic idea of what people are doing when they come visit me. So I have the Google ad on top, and I'm limited by the impressions available for the keywords I target. So if there's only so many people searching for X, the search term, the available click-through rate might only be that 3, 4, 5%, right? So the numbers of people that are in the top of the funnel, let's say 1,000, are here. If I have a 1,000 people, a 4% return click-through rate, I'm going to have 40 people. Let's write this down. I know it's pretty simple, but I'm going to pull a Steve Kornacki here and have my big board and go down to 40 for 40 people going to the landing page, let's just say. And does the headline and content match the ad? That's something I'm going to ask myself, because the ad I do should have some relevancy, because that helps people keep going, right? So if I'm talking about passport photos and you go to the page and it doesn't talk about passport photos, people are going to get confused and leave. So I'll lose people once they get to this part of the process, so this part of the funnel. Of those 40 people, let's say, I'll be conservative and say, let's say 25 people call me. I'm hoping it's a little more than that. I don't know, but let's just say, right? So there's leakage between one step down the funnel to the next, right? And this is what I'm interested in as a web optimizer, as a marketer, as someone who makes web pages. I'm going to go, oh, wow, what if I put a quote from Barack Obama, what he said about me on the page? Maybe it'll keep people there. I'm going to go, yeah, the Pope just said this and that. So let's put, I don't know. I'm just being silly right now. But what can I do to keep people around and keep them in the funnel? That's like one of our biggest jobs as marketers. And because if I can go from 25 people making the phone call to 30 people making the phone call, I've just made $1,000 more dollars, let's just say, right? So that's how we have to think about it. It's not all about money, of course, but I'm just saying that that's one of the ways to look at it.